If you're a logical guy, you probably know how to hold a conversation, but struggle to make it feel playful. I'm lining up how we're gonna have our dates and stuff, yo.
I didn't mean
Already you're balking me. That's insane.
Sorry.
And maybe you've heard other guys say that you just need to loosen up. But what does that actually mean? I used to know exactly what I wanted to say, but my conversations still felt too serious, predictable, and honestly kind of boring. Playfulness is what creates laughter and chemistry in a conversation. In this video, I'll teach you the 3 techniques that I use to become more playful in my interactions, and I'll show you real examples to demonstrate each one. We're going to cover scenarios, exaggerating, and recovering. Part of what makes flirting fall flat is when the conversations feel too predictable. That's where scenarios come in. Scenarios are imaginary stories that you create together on the spot. I was in software sales, but I quit that so I could travel the world.
Oh, amazing. I wish
now I
I did
travel.
that. I want to do that.
Yeah, you still can't. But
I quit my job.
right now, we're like, all right, boss.
All right,
we just
sorry,
met.
yeah.
I influenced her.
Yeah.
In that conversation, she wanted to leave her job and travel the world. So I created a scenario where we walk into her office and tell the boss she quits. Instead of staying in reality, we created a fun story together. Scenarios make conversations feel more playful because you're no longer just exchanging facts. You're living in imagination.
Sorry, I've been so deep in thought. It's like 2 offers, 2 very different offers. I don't know what to do. I'm like, it's like head over heart. One's got a higher salary, other one's more a passion project. So
So you're interested in both?
interested in both.
Are they in the same industry?
It's like me like dumping this.
I know, I'm like immediately a therapist now. I'm like, look, we gotta work this out. Well, I would have taken a lower salary if it meant doing something I prefer, so.
Okay, well, why do I feel like this is meant to be? Like,
I know, look at that.
okay.
I'm like an oracle right now.
Yes, you're like you really
telling you your
are.
prophecy. In this example, she's deciding between 2 job offers. So I created a scenario where I was helping her choose her future.
And the guy that recruited me for this PE company, he's away now to Alicante.
No way.
Like, yeah, he was like, I'm away. And I
Wait,
was like,
imagine
what?
if I'm like working for him. He sent me over here just to go like, oh, take the private equity job.
Honestly, like-
Do you drink at all?
I do.
Yeah, I want to take you out.
Oh, okay, yes, sure.
Yeah, I wasn't just coming up to be your therapist. I want to take you on a
Okay,
date.
cool,
Yeah, you're like, thanks. Yeah, I'll send you the invoice now, okay? These scenarios aren't planned, by the way. They're based on whatever you're already talking about. Essentially what I'm saying is I want to take you out for drinks before you go. So you look really good.
I can check with my roommates if I have a free slot.
Are they cute? Oh, if I have a few slots, did you say?
I have a few
Oh, send over your Calendly link. All right, I'll book in a session with you.
I actually have like a shared calendar with my roommates in Berlin.
No way.
It's very traditional. So for me, it's like the men should have a position where they're able to provide to support the family. But obviously you don't have a family, so you're chilling. You know what I mean? But it's like.
Wait, have I not told you about my triplets up back home, San Francisco? My triplets. I have 3 daughters.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're lying.
Yeah, and a wife. Yeah.
You're lying.
You don't believe me?
You're taking the piss.
Karen.
You're lying.
Yeah, I'm lying.
I know you're lying.
Scenarios make the conversation feel playful and unpredictable. Another way to make a conversation feel more playful is to say something overly dramatic. I call this exaggerating. You understood me?
Yes.
Okay. You're not from here though?
No, I'm not.
Russia?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes. How did you know?
I could see you have a very strong accent. You sound like vodka spewing from you right now as you speak.
No, I don't have an accent.
How did you get into that? By the way, are you doing anything right now? I feel like
Are you saying are you asking me on a date?
I wouldn't put it that way, but
Exaggerating is simple. You take something she says and blow it out of proportion. I'm here for 30 days. I want to take you out before I go.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've said yes to someone, so.
I mean, I assume you got approached every day.
No, sorry. I realized that sounded really conceited of me. I didn't mean that at all.
Usually I turn down guys that bow at my
left
feet.
and right, you have no idea.
They're literally coming out of the woodworks everywhere I look. In that example, she told me I was the first guy she'd said yes to. So I exaggerated her statement and turned it into a joke. Here's another example. Yeah, nice to meet you. If you text me, then great. If not, I'll cry tonight. Okay. Have a nice day. Yeah. So instead of saying, I hope you text me, I make it dramatic by saying, if you don't text me, I'll cry tonight. And the more ridiculous it is, the funnier it can be.
My last name is.
There you are.
So
Don't forget I was gonna say, don't forget your birthday and your social security number as well.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just felt like then, in case you've got loads of.
Loads of them. Yeah, you're my 71st today, actually. That's perfect. Exaggerating makes the conversation less literal and a lot more fun. Most guys are afraid of making mistakes when they flirt. What they don't realize is mistakes are inevitable. What matters is how you recover from them. That's what I call recovering. What are you doing tonight?
tonight I'm going to the Mamma Mia musical.
The Mamma Mia musical.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never heard of that. That's good.
Europe.
Europe. Oh, Europe. Everybody knows Mamma Mia. In that example, I stumbled over my words. But instead of getting apologetic, I lean into the mistake and we both start laughing. Recovering is when you turn awkward moments into playful ones. Just say no vapes allowed, don't vape. All right, do you vape?
No, I don't vape.
Okay, good.
You
good.
vape?
I don't vape, that's what I was
So
saying.
no vapes allowed?
That would have been a deal breaker for me, yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Why?
So I don't want to get peer pressured into vaping again. So
Oh, because you used to
vape. Used to vape.
Recovering addict.
Oh, yeah. I guess I have to say yes now. I dug myself in a hole there. Instead of getting defensive, I jokingly go along with what she said and everyone starts laughing. Here's another example. Also, where's your accent? Are you not from the UK or?
No, I'm not from
You're
here.
not?
I'm from Albania.
Albania. I was just in Serbia like 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
Belgrade. Uh-oh. I shouldn't have said that, huh? I meant Albania.
Enemies.
In that example, I accidentally mentioned a rival country to an Albanian girl. But instead of getting flustered, I just turn the mistake into a joke. Recovering is also useful when a joke doesn't land. Instead of repeating yourself or forcing a laugh, just acknowledge it.
Apart from my parents.
Yeah, I honestly, I was just trying to like do a British Shakespeare joke, but I don't think it landed, so it's okay.
No, it didn't. But
Didn't at all.
Next time
Didn't
I'll
even get a smile out of you. It's all right.
Next time I'll remember to laugh. Don't worry.
Please. It hurt my ego this time. So just make sure you laugh at my jokes next time, all right?
Yeah, I'll be better at that.
Please.
I'll have slept more. I've just come off a night shift.
I see, fair enough. Recovering turns your mistakes into playful moments and often makes the conversation even more fun. So between scenarios, exaggerating, and recovering, your conversations will become much more playful. Having fun conversations isn't a personality trait. It's a skill that can be developed with practice. But playfulness is only one piece of the puzzle. You also need to know how to move the conversation in a more flirtatious direction. So click the video on your screen. That's where I break down the rest of my process step by step using real examples. And if you want me to personally install my Quiet Confidence playbook into your life, you can apply to work with me one-on-one using the first link in the description below. I'll see you in the next video.